Hey guys, Ryan G. Wright with DoHardMoney.com. Thanks for being with me with another Just Ask Ryan question of the day. We're coming into the office here, and my question of the day that I got is, what is an example of a BRRRR deal, a BRRRR deal? We're going to talk about that and so much more. But if you've got a question you'd like to have me answer in one of my Just Ask Ryan question of the day segments, all you've got to do is type that question in the comments below. And in the comments below, I'll take that and I'll create a video just like this on one of my Just Ask Ryan questions of the day. Here we are in one of our small meeting conference one-on-one rooms. We've got this property in Pooler, Georgia. It's a property that we funded. It's just a cute little property. So we thought, hey, this would look great on the wall. Hope you enjoy it. But let's talk about this BRRRR deals. First of all, what is a BRRRR? Okay, that's the first thing people just don't understand is what actually is a BRRRR. So a BRRRR is buy, renovate, refinance, and then repeat, right? So you're buying the property, you're renovating the property, you're renting the property, and then you're refinancing the property. Okay, so it's those four things. So let's talk about this. Buying the property, you still have to go find a great deal. You put that deal under contract and you close. You typically close with hard money. If you do it right, you get a hard money lender that'll give you the purchase and the rehab, which means you've got to buy a really good deal. Then what happens is you put tenants into the property. With the income from the tenants, then you are actually able to qualify for a little higher for the loan to be able to get, because before you didn't have the income to offset the expense of this house. Now you actually have the income because you have the rental agreement, you have somebody in there. And then you're able to refinance the property and that pays off the hard money lender. And if you do this right, you're getting into this property with very little or no money into the deal. But that means your purchase, your rehab, your closing costs, all that type of stuff on the hard money needs to be at or under between 70 to 80% of what the value will come in at, because most of what we call takeout finance lenders, these are the long-term lenders, the credit unions, the Chase banks, the Bank of America, that type of stuff. Most of those are going to need to be no higher than 80% loan to value and maybe as low as 70% loan to value. So what does that mean? It means if the property is going to appraise for $100,000 once it's all fixed up, that end lender, what we call takeout finance lender, and this is your bank, your credit union, whoever it is. For me, there's a local credit union here I use. They're fantastic. They will give me 75%, meaning that if that property appraises for $100,000, they will give me $75,000. So I need to make sure that $75,000 includes my purchase, it includes my rehab, it includes my payments, it includes my closing costs with a hard money loan, it includes my title fees for the purchase and for the refinance. All that needs to be included. If it's not included, then I'm going to have to come out with some money, spend more money on this, or if I put money down with a hard money lender, I'll have to roll that money in. Because one of the things that takeout financing lenders are not going to want to do is give you cash back. So as long as the purchase, the rehab and those things are into the deal, as long as you're not getting a check from the lender, in most cases they just won't allow you to get a check back at closing, because that's called a cash out refinance. But what I'm talking about is doing a rate and term refinance, where you're refinancing the rate because you have a higher interest rate from your hard money lender, probably 15% or more, and you're refinancing the term. Instead of having a 6-month loan or a 4-month loan or a 5-month loan, you're getting a 30-year loan. That's the type of thing that you're doing with a rate and term refinance with the BRRRR deal. So the key to all of this is finding a great deal. And the key to all of this is finding a great lender that will lend you the purchase and the rehab so that you can refinance that. Now, I just did a deal like this for someone. I gave them the money for the purchase. I gave them the money for the rehab. It was a great property. They went to the bank and they were able to refinance, but they did have to come to the table with some money. But they're basically into it $10,000, and they have a duplex that's cash flowing that they're into it like 10 grand. So they'll recoup that money pretty quickly, and they're going to have an amazing return on investment. And that's the killer thing with the strategy is your return on investment, your ROI. If you have no money into the deal, all the money you're getting back has an infinite return on investment, which is really great because you can take that money and deploy it elsewhere to get a better return. Now, the key to all this is a couple of things. Number one, you've got to have good credit and you've got to have income. You're going to have to qualify for a regular loan at the end of the day. And if you don't have credit and you don't have income, you need to find somebody that does, or this BRRRR strategy is not going to work for you. Now, there are other strategies like wholesaling and fix and flipping and those things that you can do that with not as good as credit or with no credit at all, depending upon your situation. But if you're wanting to do the BRRRR type deal, the key to that is getting a takeout finance lender that is going to finance you, which is going to be cash driven, which is going to be credit driven and income driven, that you're going to have those things. That's a key. The other key to this is make sure you are qualified for that loan before you get your hard money loan. Meaning you can go to your Chase Bank or Bank of America or whoever and get qualified and get pre-qualified and get a pre-qualification letter and make sure they don't have any seasoning requirements. Seasoning is the amount of time that you actually hold the property for. So some lenders may say, well, you got to hold the property for 6 months, or you got to hold the property for a year before they'll do a rate and term refinance. You need someone that's less than 6 months, or 6 months, no more than 6 months. So you want to get qualified for that takeout lender. You can estimate to them what the rents are going to be. You can get fully pre-qualified with them so that you know. And that's going to be a thing us and other hard money lenders are going to want to know is, are you already qualified? Are you ready to go with this? If you are, then you can go ahead and get that hard money loan, and then you can get the rehab done on the property, then you can get the property rented, and then you can get the property refinanced. So that's the whole thing with the BRRRR deal. But it does start with finding a great deal. So with that, finding a great deal. If you want some help finding a great deal, we have a software called Investor's Edge that helps you find properties that have equity and also have motivation, like vacant homes, out-of-state owners, divorce records, and those things. You combine those lists, and then you can do marketing to those or make phone calls to those using a skip trace technology. If you're interested in that, check us out over at dohardmoney.com. We provide tools, resources, software, training, you name it, and we provide the money to do deals just like this BRRRR deal we're talking about. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It tells me I'm doing a great job, and I look at those and I really appreciate them. I'm doing all this content for you, all for free, to help you get to the next level, and we'd love to be part of that journey. And if you could simply just hit that thumbs up button, it helps tell YouTube I'm doing a great job. Also, there's a couple of things you probably want to check out. One, I have a video on BRRRR versus flip. Okay, BRRRR versus flip. There's a video on that on YouTube. Check that out. I also have a blog post on how to refinance a BRRRR property. So I'll link both of those. I'll put those in the notes so you can check those out. How to refinance a BRRRR property is a blog post that goes through details on that. And then I've got this video on BRRRR versus flips. You can check that one out as well. Now, if you would like to get a motivated seller worksheet, it's basically the questions to ask people that are interested in selling their property as you're trying to find one of these BRRRR deals or any other type of investment deal. If you'd like to get a copy of that, I will give it to you absolutely for free. My gift to you. All you've got to do is text. The number you want to text is 435-294-0433. Now, all you've got to include in that text is your email address. So just text your email. You don't need to say hi, thank you, that type of stuff. Just simply put your email address in there to that number, the 435-294-0433.